Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Was it August 20th? I was going to say July. August 20th. Hey, teacher, hello, hello. This one is from 2024. Talks about shadow banning on social networks. Could definitely see that. Magooch is chilling on the beach. I don't know what Tommy did. He's been talking about doing like the search engine optimization where he was getting into if you look up Nicky Salvo, he would be in that algorithm. But for whatever reason, I don't see him anymore. Like if I turn on my YouTube, and it's 30 minutes before a show starts, I would normally see him just like on my homepage. Not the last few days. I had to search for him. And even it's just, yeah, they make it more than difficult if you're not consciously trying to go to the channel. You probably won't even think of, you know what I mean? You won't. They're not going to jog your memory, which is just kind of weird. You should be, which that just shows you that it is real, because it doesn't take much. You have this huge flowing stream of streamers, literally. And all they have to do is just adjust the riverbanks a little bit. And then it just passes you right on by. If it's out of your mind for a certain amount of time and the experts know all those numbers, we'll forget about it. Crazy. I rarely get notifications for those. Yeah, right. Yeah, and I hear a lot of people talk about that, which is why I've always, not really cared about growing growing this channel, especially because, what I talk about and everything. They're not going to promote anything like this, especially during these times. It would be nice if we had a government that cared about its people and you know, let us try to live our lives to the fullest instead of stepping on our throats every chance they get. I rarely get notification. Oh, I read that one. Because you hear it a lot out there, people complaining, that, oh, you know, it's happening. Even ALV was saying that his shorts are getting less views now. And another way that you can tell that it's rigged. X, for example, is 100%. X is supposedly, um, bought by Elon Musk and free speech and all this kind of stuff, which you can definitely still get banned on X for saying certain things. But if you look at the top of the feed, it's all pro Israeli attack Candace every time, regardless of who you follow. I mean, I couldn't, you guys already know my position on that. I couldn't be more pro Candace. But yeah, even I get, pro Israel, pro Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk will be at the very top of my feed if she tweets. She gets the very, very top spot. And we don't follow her. So, um, it's the way it should be. Nobody should get notifications at all, zero. Well, what we were saying, Tommy, is that, and hello, good morning. Um, the last few days, unless I have to search for your show, you know, if you don't think to yourself, oh, I want to watch Tommy Stiggs this morning, it ain't happening. They've made it to where you're invisible on my homepage completely. Uh, Grateful, good morning. She's just waking up, having coffee. Me too. I woke up to a. I don't even want to start complaining right now. And it's nothing to complain about. I'm just going to shut up. I'm not going to complain about my roommate cleaning the oven with that fucking oven cleaning shit. That's the way it should be. Forget notifications, it's nonsense. But my shorts are increasing. The one 3 weeks ago had 16,000. Wow. Wow. I don't think I've ever had a short that had that much. I don't put out shorts anymore, but I used to. That's a lot. You have been indoctrinated. It's nuts. We're all indoctrinated in one way or another, right? It's just, it's kind of like, I have no problem riding the fence on this, playing both sides when it comes to this, because there's no loyalty in this as far as YouTube goes and their business model. Fuck them. We're just trying to get out of them what we can. Um, but it would be nice to where, you know, what is it going to come down? This is what it's going to come down to. Okay. You're going to have to, because it costs tokens in order to run these AI models, you have to buy these tokens. You're going to have to spend your tokens to have your AI model talk to the YouTube AI model to get anything done. That's probably already happening. Like you try to make a phone call to YouTube, that's not going to happen. There's no, hello, this is YouTube. How may I help you? Oh, Tommy Sticks, let's look it up really quick. Oh, yes, I see right here, 7 a.m. every morning. They don't do that. Uh, Sweet Tea, hello, hello, good morning. The complaint department, yes. The Italian complaint department. We're going to do Italian. I was doing my Duolingo for the first time last night. Let's see here. Un caffè o un tè. Wait, hold on. Salve Un cafe o un té. Hello, coffee or tea? I'm doing the cafe one. We're ordering stuff in the cafe. Uh I already forgot croissant. Corretto, Cornetto, something along those lines. That's what we're doing. Grazi, but it's not a Grazi. It's how you say it? Grazie, something like that. Salve, uh, per favore. I don't know how the fuck you say that one. Per favore, stata boom. There he is. We're doing Italian again, thing, dude, in a minute. Grazie, 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 grouchy. Sundance, hello, hello. How are you? Good to see you. The content, the shows, the sitcoms have to be desirable enough for an individual to make it their business to tune in. 100%. Hi Trish, happy Thursday. Thing do. I'm about as I'm about as professionally developed as I'm going to be, but still have to go for a session today. Uh-oh, you got one of the things going on. What do you call that? Like continued education. Um, yep, we're doing it again. How you doing, thing do? Uh, so yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. I forgot where I was going with the whole shadow banning thing. Okay, well, here's the thing. Remember, we can all remember, and we're all a little bit different age, but kind of in the same time frame. Go back to the '80s. We all remember. I mean, you can picture like certain scenarios when certain things came on. For example, I remember them cutting into my soap opera in the summertime, being pissed off. We interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you. We just bombed the shit out of Libya. What? What's Libya? Back in the day, or I mean, even 9/11. I remember sitting on the couch, and my girlfriend at the time called me. Hey, are you watching TV? No, why? Oh, you need to turn on the TV. Boom. I thought it was a movie at first. You know, you had Peter Jennings and Dan Rather, and those guys. ABC News, 60 Minutes. Everybody watched it. Now, I mean, think about where you get your news at now. I have no idea where I get my news, honestly. I get a lot of my news through other people, through other content creators' mouths. The only like actual network news that I get is from Jesse Waters, and I hate that dude, but no matter what, he comes across my feed because they have the powers to be. You must watch Jesse Waters, and you must watch Glenn Beck cry too, in Charlie Kirk's chair. You know, only 2 hour session. I picked the middle one. I need to start drinking honey and lemon water in the morning. No news is good news. It's true. So I mean, I get here's the moral of the story. I mean, it's twofold. Yes, shadow banning is real, but the flip side to that is just because we're not doing good doesn't mean we're being shadow banned, right? I mean, and chances are it's always a little of both. Take Tommy's show, for example. There is a little shadow banning going on. I guarantee it because it should be at the top of my feed. I watch Tommy's show every day. I watch Theme Do show every day. I watch my show every day. And I see other shit pop up on my feed. It's constantly what they want you to watch. And it gets you thinking like this is what I want to watch. It's subconsciously you think, oh, this is what I should be watching, I guess. And they can't, oh, I definitely need to check this out. This is obviously important because 7 of the last 15 thumbnails have something to do with, Israel or whatever the fuck they wanted to talk about. Oh, just got news, 2 locals mort. Oh no. Like old people passing away or what? Although I'm a team player, I always feel they are insulting the intelligence of those teachers who have proved they are effective or highly effective. Yes. And the thing that the thing that's got to be so frustrating for you guys, because it's across the board in every walk of life now, is they're not being straight up. Nobody can be straight up anymore. It's not about educating the most effective way to get these kids to move on to the next level. It's about all this other fucking bullshit. Uh, what's your sexual orientation? Make sure you don't say these words. All this fucktard shit. It's the same in politics. It's the same in everybody's workplace. It can't just be. It can't be the real world where we're just trying to be productive and everybody gets along and it's just normal shit. People can be safe in the fucking hallways and the bathrooms and shit. I'm gonna get all worked up about that meeting, and I don't even have to go. Shadow banning does not pertain to me because all I do is have a cup of coffee and move along. Personally, not worthy of being recommended. I'm a realist. I know I offer nothing. That's so not true. This summer has been like that, Sticks. The thing is, they want you to think that, Tommy. They want us all to think that we can't. Our voice means nothing. You can't make a change. All that nonsense. It ain't true. Um, you know, the term keyboard warrior, you're nothing more than a keyboard warrior. Well, the pen is mightier than the sword, you know. I think it's a good idea to not spend all your time on the keyboard. That everybody should have a balance of real life and social media is getting more and more real life, but you know what I mean, like actually getting up and exercise. The human body needs interaction, real interaction. But look at what they're doing to Candace and Baron Coleman, 2 of the biggest keyboard warriors out there, you know. So that term keyboard warrior isn't you know, it's like them saying reefer madness. Marijuana is so bad. Being a keyboard warrior, so no, it's not. Being a keyboard warrior is very effective now, you know. So effective they'll use the Hades spy planes to whatever the fuck they were doing. No, nope, I know of one unalived himself. Oh no. Great guy, but becomes from a family of demons and killers, so he may have been fighting demons within. Some are folks passing away. Get back to the shadow banning. I just want to go to a story really quick. I got to open up my X files here. Give me 1 second here. When I do hit the keyboard, it is a for relaxation. How I used to use TV. Yeah. Yeah. It's everything's got an addiction, right? People a phone is, it's like anything else. We all have things in our life that are highly addictive and we use a little bit of it. Coffee, I use way too much coffee, but I don't know where I was even going with that. Anyway, um 4 deputies from the Harris County Sheriff's Office in Texas have died by suicide in the past 6 weeks. Something very strange is going on here. It says, hold on.
Also today, friends and family said goodbye to veteran Harris County Deputy Christina Kohler. Her death last week was ruled a suicide. Kohler is one of 4 current or former Harris County deputies who've taken their own lives in just the last 6 weeks. ABC 13's Jessica Willey is live tonight, and this is leading to important conversations about the need for support, Jessica.
Yeah, Eric, the department has a behavioral health division that has made great strides since it was established in 2020 and has led the way, its director says, among law enforcement agencies. But these recent deaths are raising serious concerns for the deputies organization. The question is, what more should they be doing?
It caught a lot of us by surprise.
Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Christina Kohler left home last week and was never seen again. Houston police issuing this alert. The 37-year-old found on the 13th. She had taken her own life. 3 days later, Maria Vasquez, who left the department in December, died by apparent suicide. William Bozeman, also a former deputy, died earlier this week. Tragic news.
One is too many. 2, 3 is, yes, it's definitely devastating.
That Jose Lopez is helping his friends and colleagues try to process.
It hits very close to home, and it's a reminder.
This is in Texas. And why do they have X's over their faces? So there's more to this story. Thindu wants the link. Thindu's pissed. Uh-oh. Sad, this guy, Anthony, was a great guy. He is a campusy. They have a rough family history, damn. Grateful says you need to use your inside voice. So this was Texas. Houston, Texas, I think. So something's not right about that story already. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna have Thindu come up for a minute, guys. I'll keep playing this till he gets here.
To us of how fragile life is. It's also a reminder that we do need to look out for each other. We do need to take care of each other.
Lopez is the president of the Harris County Deputies Organization, but he knew 2 of the late deputies personally.
I knew him for over 20 years.
In just 6 weeks' time, 4 current.
What is it? Just so you're going to find out what it is. I don't get these information in quick.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's my inside voice?
Because you were using all these cussing emojis, she probably thought you were screaming at you the top of your lungs, the goddamn link.
Oh, is that what the fuck that means? Oh.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what's everybody expect? A rain of toads? I mean, what's everybody expect? The rain of toads with this YouTube?
Oh, right. Oh, for the notifications and stuff?
Well, no, just with everything.
What do you mean?
Like, what's everybody expect? Like glory right off the bat, and
I think some people probably do, but I think for those of you guys that know that, you've been at it for a long time, you already know it's like it's saturated, and there's not a lot of room for any type of explosive anything.
No,
right?
Exactly. I mean,
but at the same time, take all that out, and let's just say that I just want to hang out with you guys, and I'm right. You guys are pretty much the only guys that I listen to, and so if you look at my subscriptions, you and Tommy are within the top 5 of the, the first of my subscriptions. So
Right.
why do those, and I have all the notifications set. Why doesn't it show that? Like
Great. Yes.
it
Great
does some days,
question.
it does some days, but there's some days like this morning, for example, I had to go in there and get it. Like it was just there, it just was not there. Tommy show this morning.
Right.
So
I mean, it's funny you said that because I can't do it right now on here. Go to my analytics, and I went to my analytics and I forgot what it said exactly. People trending or people Dindu with Dindu. There was 5 people there. I said to myself, how did I get involved with these people? They have nothing in common with me.
right.
And YouTube's telling me these are my favorite people and these are the feeds I'm in and this. No, I'm not. I'm not into no Indonesia street food. What the
Yeah.
fuck? I'm not. I'm wondering. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy. I told you I Googled Dean doing Vito the Pitbull the other day to see what came up. I mean, everything came up what I wanted, man interacting, real life, man interacting with his dog. This is beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted it to say.
There's
So,
father. Well, here's, I guess this is my, if I'm gonna have one big complaint about it, this is the complaint. It
yeah,
is that it's not so much about anybody being shadow banned. It's the fact that
right,
when you let's say you log on to YouTube and you get your home screen, we don't really have any control over what they feed to us. We're forced to look at a whole bunch of garbage, no matter who you subscribe to, no matter who you don't subscribe to. They're always going to feed you all this trash, and
right,
that's what I don't like. You know what I mean?
right, right. I mean, the feeds that come over mine, I'm like, there's no way. I gave up years ago with that. So it's incredible. I mean, you can't get discouraged. And again, let's see, where do we go? We can't even compare ourselves or compare anything. We don't go anywhere. You just said it. We're like a group of people that are all in this one group, hanging out, and we accept all new people, and we just keep going. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and that is as long as we can, we can keep that going, as long as YouTube doesn't mess with that, I'm perfectly happy. And I know there's people that want to make money and have different, expectations. But for me personally, as long as we can do this, I'm good.
right. Okay. Do I got to go back? Do I got to go back to day one? I mean, if it was you, if I depended on YouTube, me and Vito and Enzo would be eating quail underneath a bridge. Okay, in a box. Okay, the girls would have abandoned me. I mean, are you kidding me? I don't know what people think. The money, making money, that's the whole object coming up here. Getting monetized, making a couple bucks. That was the big thing for me. I didn't expect to go nowhere but down. And the biggest loser, I didn't even know how to turn on a computer till I came to YouTube. So this last 5 years to me has been like a dream. Okay? Everything that came with it was the best, the fun, the people. So, other than that, I mean, I'm going to come up here and complain. I got 3 million fucking views. I got almost 4,000 subscribers. Are you kidding me? I'm golden and I'm making money.
So you're in a good spot. Huh? I mean,
Where am I going? I'm just staying right here. I got Magooch at 2:30 with me. You, James. I got great guys. I got some teacher, great. I got great people. I'm missing so many other. I'm not gonna. I'm talking right now. It's the first time I love coming on your show. I could talk. My shows are the fucking hurricane. So a lot of time I come to your show. ALV. You could talk. I could talk. It's nice. You guys bring up things I don't, and we talk different things. That's what this is all about. This is why this is fun.
Which,
Remember
you,
the days Todd Father used to come on in the morning, and I'll never forget. Wait, I'll never forget when he said when he got his job. Sorry, everybody, you're not going to see this again. That was facts. That was a fucking facts. Drop the mic. You're right, Todd Father. We're never going to see that again. That was an outstanding show in the morning at 5 a.m. Okay, that was great. So, and a lot of people from that show ain't around no more. I mean, Ralphie passed away. God rest his soul. A lot of people don't. So, but hey, you have things on here. It's sad once everything ends. Sometimes the fun ends. What are you going to do? So,
no, it's 100% true.
I mean, that's all we could do is support each other and help each other. And, you follow who you want to follow. You back up who you want to back up on here. It's the internet. So, I mean, you know how many people we've seen come and go, Osada? Fight here, fight there. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, there's just no time for that. No time for that at all. At all.
No, it's all about, we just got to, I use it as play as an outlet, but I also use it as a place just to, I mean, we, like, for example, Hey Teacher a couple weeks ago when her mom passed away,
Yeah.
I happened to go live and she was like, man, I'm so glad that you're on,
Yeah.
Stuff like those are the, it's like in golf, every 98% of the shots suck, but you just remember the good ones. The couple of good shots you had, that's all you got to remember. You know what I mean? And
Right. And to us, that's the most important thing. Which you just said it. We turn these things on to escape reality once in a while. And to know there's some people that understand, I mean, that's a good thing. You don't want a bunch of people that don't know what you're talking about. I would just X-ray out, So I can't even put up with that bullshit. But, when we talk, again, we're the real side. There is no real side on YouTube. They don't like real people. I mean, we've noticed that over the last 5 years.
It's so much, it's so much easier and more financially beneficial to attack people.
I guess so. I guess so.
It is. It's easier to attack people. You take that's the move is you take somebody that has a little bit of success and then you attack them. Because that way you can feed off of their success. You can make a name off of their name. Then you see that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That takes way too much time and energy, my friend, for me.
It's a fake move, but you see people do it all the time, and it's like, or you just, some people are just wired that way where they can't help themselves but to try to just throw a wrench into things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you're right.
You got to avoid those people at all costs.
I know.
I've seen it to where, people get their podcast a little bit, they're making really good money. They make people sign waivers before they come on their panel. You have to sign a contract.
Wow.
Yeah, because you agree to not say certain things. You agree you can't sue, and you have to agree to a litany of things before they'll let you on the panel. So,
wow.
I mean, that's social media today.
Right.
But for us, we're the real deal over here. We talk about real things, and we're really friends. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. And if we haven't proven that by now, I don't know what to tell you. Anybody,
Exactly.
So, listen, out to impress people and to make, one up people, that ain't even a thing around us. You know, we are who we are. That's it.
Exactly. No, it's so much better just to be humble and um live within your means and just be honest about your situation. That's how I do it, you know, because
You have to.
it's just more attractive that way because and when if you're going to be on the internet, you can't lie because it's just going to catch up to you.
Right. Well, you can't keep up with them lies either, man. I don't
Oh,
think anybody can.
and I've always just been I've always just been wired to like want to help people, you know.
Right.
That's just my MO, and I think you guys know that. You know, I like having conversations. I like, you know, encouraging people to quit smoking, encouraging people to quit gambling, and you know, all that kind of stuff. That's just,
Right.
you know,
Right.
my ALV's in the house. ALV.
AALV, what's going down? And,
All for
and,
free.
and, and being serious all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I can't come up here and be serious all the time. If I don't laugh or have fun, I got to laugh at myself sometimes just to keep normal. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, I can't be serious all the time. I mean, you know, there's certain, you have enough time on here to be serious. So make sure you have enough fun first, you know?
Yeah. And you know, yesterday we had a lot of fun, and it was so much fun that you were talking about it on your show, and I thought that was cool. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
you know, I thought about that yesterday. And I'm like, you really affect people, you know, whether you can affect people negatively and you can
right.
affect and like Tommy said on his show today, you know, because about these people that you know
Uh,
ended their life. It's like you got to be really careful about how you treat people these days. Really
yeah.
careful because you don't know the state that a lot of people are suffering right now.
Right. Right. See, that's another thing. I never want my name attached to any of that. You know, I guess some people don't get it. I mean, we come up here to have fun. Again, entertainment. Some of us are real scared out with that bullshit in life. Okay. I don't want no nonsense. I don't want no bullshitters. I don't want no liars. I don't want no troublemakers around me. I see. I dealt with it every day, all day long in my life. You know, so this was like an escape to get away from that.
Yeah, for a lot of people, I mean, it's a whole thing, and that's why I say, as long as they don't mess with this, as long as we're because for me personally, you know, I don't know what the dollar amount is, but there's a trade off. Like let's just say, for example, they said either you can do what you're doing now and you can just have your show and make no money and just be able to talk to people and have friends or whatever,
Yeah.
or you could say make like $500 a month, but you just can only talk to AI. You can't have any of the social channel or anything like that. I would, if it was $500, I would immediately say no. I'd rather keep doing what I'm doing. I can make $500 on my own selling strawberries.
No,
You know what
well,
I'm saying?
yes. Well, what did I do?
Everybody has a number and a price. I know what I'm saying, but the ability to do this. There's a value to it, you know.
What do you, Osada? What I make in a month sometimes I make in one day when I go to work. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you don't hear Dean do, you know, I don't say, I mean, that's the reality of it over here. That's why I do what I do over here. I mean, you got to be kidding me. You know, I'm not looking for anything from YouTube. I'm looking for something from my people. That's what keeps me going. I mean, it's just common sense.
Yeah, and you know, as soon as it grows to a certain point, then all of this stops. You can't keep up with the chat. It's impossible to bring people on the panel. You know what I
Yup,
mean? The whole
yup.
thing. So I really just keep.
And that's why I'm having a ball over on my show. Okay. Everybody that comes up, I could read the chat. I could do this. Just like I told you, it's like when we were teenagers, you know, and opened our front door and you had 7, 8 people in the house just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Till your parents got home and everybody had to go for dinner and the family's home. I mean, this is what this is like. It's like a after school hangout for Dean anymore.
100%. Good morning, ALV.
What's
Which
going
is so much
down?
fun.
What's happening?
Hey, there he is.
Tommy
Not too
said
much.
two local guys took their own lives, Anthony and Dave, and they looked perfect over the weekend.
See?
Just
See?
Yeah, I don't know who those people are. I don't know them.
Wow.
Wait, so they did it together? Is that what the story is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know the whole story,
Oh.
but it's just weird that, and I just showed that. I don't know if you've seen that one video I played ALV with the 4 cops in Texas. 4 cops in 6 weeks from one department committed suicide.
Wow. Watch. Don't say that word too much.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Well,
I don't know.
I heard you talking before about everybody has their number and what they would, monetarily and all that stuff. My general question for you is if someone could guarantee you, I don't know, let's just start. I mean, start off $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week if you did drama 24/7. Would you do that?
No. Absolutely not for Dingo.
Me
What
neither.
about you?
No.
Sada?
Nope.
How about double that? So in other words, so you'd be making $100,000 a year for doing drama. Would you do it?
When you say drama, what do you mean? Talking about people and all that kind of stuff?
Well, like the mob tube drama, like fighting with people, making stupid videos and getting on there and attacking people constantly and going back and forth every day.
I gotta say ALV, no. You know why ALV? I'm gonna tell you this. That sounds golden. And you know what? Dindu could come up here crushing people, man. That's right up my alley. That's right up my alley, what you just said. But you know what? No. I got this platform. I have Enzo now. So I don't ever want, I just said it. I don't want my name attached to anything anymore.
Just think about this, though. Think about this, what I just said to you. So you'd be getting $100,000. That's more than enough to live comfortably, for one person. More than enough.
Yeah.
More than enough. There's people. Now, I agree with you. I wouldn't do it either. I wouldn't do it because it's not me. It would bother me. It would physically bother. It would emotionally and physically bother me to do that. So I would never do that. But think about this. People are doing it for free right now. People are doing that for free. They're making no money.
I know.
Yet they're involved in this day in and day out. Well, think about that. How sick and warped that is.
Yeah.
Right. And see, and you said the magic words, ALV. They're doing this for, okay. Now you start doing that. We already know what comes with that. They're not just going to beat up on you. Okay. They're going to look to torpedo and kamikaze your ass. Okay. Mm-hmm. These people, they'll start lying. They'll start doing all that on you. We already know that,
And one lawsuit is going to, negate the entire salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that too. You got to be careful there. I mean, no, that's just too much. And the weirdos, scumbags, and degenerates on here, and they're going to hear all that coming from you. I don't even want them people around me.
Yep.
Please.
Well, look at Candace. She was talking about Brigitte Macron, which is the France. Emmanuel Macron is the president. It's his wife. And it's guaranteed that she's a pedophile. It's debatable whether it's a man or not. And he sued Candace for $50 million. Candace is going to win that lawsuit, but they're suing her for $50 million for defamation of character or whatever.
Wow.
Right.
So that's what can happen on YouTube for talking shit about people.
Well, yeah. Well, see, too, again, you get into that drama. I'm not first of all, yeah, I'll go after one individual. Then that one individual and a million other people start going after your family. Now, I got to go after I'm not talking about nobody's family. I'm not talking about nobody's kids, nobody's pets, nobody's houses, what they do. My father taught me one thing. That is the devil, karma right there. You start talking shit like that, okay? Be careful. Be fucking careful. Okay. No, I'm not wishing, hoping, saying anything about nobody's families, kids, grandparent. I'll go right down the line. Don't get me fucking started. No, that's off limits, man. I didn't come up here for that. Never.
Yeah,
Never. I wouldn't do that.
right.
I wouldn't do that in real life. Okay. I wouldn't go after somebody. Why would I do it up here? So,
My point is simply that, first of all, nobody's going to make $100K a year by doing that stupidity. That's the whole purpose of me saying that, is to just prove a point that there are people on here that they're just evil. You know what I mean? Like they're just despicable people. They're not doing it for a motivation of money. They're doing it just because that's who they are. You know, that's what we're exposed to. You know, these are soulless people that do this stuff. Soulless.
Right. You wonder where they came from and what they came up with, ALB.
Yeah.
Okay. You wonder what their upbringing was completely after that. You're like, wow. You know, whoa.
Yeah. Yep.
It's all
that. I'll go refill my coffee real quick.
Go ahead. I mean, look at the way they talk about women on here. Oh my God. Now, if I had to come up here and are you out of your mind? I could feel my father looking at me right now. Okay. That's how, you know, our upbringing was. Are you kidding me?
Talk about women. They make videos of people, you know, AI videos of people being gay and who aren't gay. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are they doing? Who wants to do this stuff?
And the kids. How about the kids? You know, and that's another. Here's a point. You're fighting with some. God forbid in heaven, these kids are autistic or handicapped that these people have. Okay. I mean, I couldn't live with my fucking self. I wouldn't be able to sleep that night if something like that happened. And that's why I'm saying it right now. I wouldn't even get involved with it, ALB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I would feel like the lowest form of shit.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And that's why I have no interest in that stuff. And when people talk about that stuff, talk about things that are happening between this one and this one, I have no idea what they're talking about.
You know, and when you constantly talk about other people like that, inevitably you have to make yourself the victim eventually, because you're going to be attacked, and you know what I mean, and then you're going to have to come up with these excuses, and you know, you're going to have to do shows about, you know, why, you know, it's not your fault and blah blah, you know what I mean?
Right. Or somebody with health problems, God forbid. Then you start talking about someone with health problems. Oh my God.
Who has the energy to do that, quite frankly? Who has the energy to do that? Constantly go back and forth.
Like you said,
now he said this, so I got to make a video of this. No, this is going to happen. And this is like, what? Who has that energy?
These people out there like stripping our rights away every day, you know, and our life is getting worse and worse by the second, and we don't have time to be arguing with each other, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Well, like teacher said too, you know, I may call my brother a lazy bastard, but don't you call him a lazy bastard. I mean, that's family. That's family. I mean, you know. Absolutely, teacher. But ain't another good thing. I heard what Cheech say it this morning. I don't know I think Cheech said it. And I'm going to do a little story today. Stop by, used to, on how our parents used to leave us in the cars in the day.
Yeah.
If you left the kid in the car today, you'd be arrested fucking immediately. You know, the torture, the whole 10 yards. But Today themed was going to go back to the 1960s and 70s and what our parents and uncles and aunties used to do with us in the cars. Okay.
Today you get arrested if you leave your dog in the car.
Yeah, I had my head split open in the back seat for standing up when I was 3 years old. No seatbelt. Turn the corner.
You could leave your dog in the car for fucking every day of the back then. The windows, everything was good.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Now
at
you
who's
got
protecting.
Karens that come along and say your dog is suffocating.
I know.
Listen, and I don't believe me. I don't endorse anything. You treat your dog. You should treat your dog well. I don't have a dog, but if they're in the car for 10 minutes while you go outside and you have the windows cracked, that's not a big deal. And mind your own business. You know what I mean? You go into a store, your dog is in the car for 10 minutes, and the windows are cracked. What's the big deal?
Mind your own business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know what the person is doing. Leave them alone for a second.
Yeah.
ALV, check this story out. One time we were young. We're in the back seat, me and the Zip. My father pulls over, looks at us. Don't choose move. I'll be right out. Don't move for nothing. Absolutely. We were two statues. Not with the split of the second eyeball. We see someone walking up to the car, and it's a cop.
Yeah.
Wait, with the big yellow ticket, he's writing him a ticket.
Oh boy.
Zip looks at me. I look at Zip. I said, my brother's like, he said, don't fucking move. I'm like, oh my God. You had to see him when he came out and seen the ticket on the car. Oh. Dean, what the fuck? You didn't say nothing. Dad, you said don't move. Don't say a fucking word. That's the fear he put in us, okay? That was the fear he put in us, okay? Oh. Me and my brother just looked at each other. I'm like, we can't win.
Yeah, man, that's funny.
Oh, no, sure. Look at Arlene Merlino. Sure, you would do something like that, Arlene. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell. I never wore a seatbelt as a kid, ever.
ever.
And the cars didn't even have seatbelts in the back seat. They just had them in the front, as I recall. Like there were never back seat seatbelts.
They never. I don't think so. ALB.
Yeah.
You're right.
If you were in the front seat, your mom's arm coming across your chest was your seatbelt.
Oh, my mother did that every time, every single time. Every single time her arm was across my chest. Anytime she started to put on the brakes, her arm was across my chest.
How about in a station wagon with the window down in the back, hanging out the window?
I always wanted to do that as a kid. I never got to do that. I never had it. We never had one.
My godfather had a station wagon for a while. Let me tell you, that is flashing everybody out that back window laying down was the best. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But we used to do a ton of that. I mean, you did anything. It's crazy about the car situation now. Okay.
Yeah. I got a friend. He used to work in my stand. He's probably 22, 23. He does valet now, and they made it to where you can't bring a stick to the valet because they can't. None of them can. I let this kid try to learn how to drive a stick, and when I had a stick, and he damn near broke the transmission. I mean, it was kaboom, kaboom. He just could not get it.
Yeah. I tell you what, I don't think I can drive a stick. I haven't done it in so many years. I did it when I was like 20 years old. I haven't done it since. I don't think I can still do it.
I love driving stick. I could still drive a stick. Well, I got to drive them on the trucks. That's why we still got sticks in dump trucks and work trucks, right? Oh, look at Scalota ass.
Shut it, Godfather. Shut it. You don't get a link. Shut it. Take that link down, Osada. Don't let him up here.
Scalota ass.
He's got to be driving to work, right? I mean, it's a 6-hour commute one way. 6 hours on the way back.
Yeah, right.
That's all she drives is a stick, Arlene.
Well, that's crazy. If you have to drive in traffic in a stick, you're nuts. I mean, you'll drive yourself insane if you're in traffic, like in New Jersey traffic. Forget about it. You go
That's
crazy.
right. Driving a stick and yeah, it's crazy. It is. And some people can still do it. Some people, you know what? ALV, it gives some people something to do.
I guess. Yeah.
You know what? I got rid of my last car had a stick shift. You know, it wasn't a stick shift, but a shift in the middle. My new car, it's on the column now. Do you know how many times I go and reach for that stick shift to hold it? Okay, I caught myself yesterday doing it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's just
People
like
People don't even have to drive their cars now, right? It's got that FDS or whatever. That
Oh, that's terrible. That stuff. That's terrible.
you could have all that.
Yeah.
I'll never sit in a car that's driving alone. I'll never sit in a car that drives alone. Okay.
What's going on, Todd Father?
It's going down.
How you doing?
Good. I'm just trying to get my stuff ready for the weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on. You guys are talking about some good stuff. I like it, but I had one question that arose for Thindu.
Yeah.
Did they have
Go ahead.
seatbelts in the horse and buggy when you were a kid, or?
Shut up. Not a joke off.
The rumble seat.
I had to. Come on.
Yeah. VT learned to drive a stick in New Jersey traffic. I'll never forget when I got my first stick shift. My dad he took me to downtown Tacoma where they have the hills, like huge, like San Francisco hills. And there was a car behind me and a car in front of me, and we're at a light. And I was so pissed off at him at that moment. I could have just fucking spit poison. I was like, because I thought I was going to hit the guy behind me. You know, I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do now? You know? I was so scared. I was like, but I managed to get it, you know.
No, it is. It gives you something to do. The stick shift.
What's up, Todd Father? What do you got going on this weekend? He muted himself.
What did he do? Mute himself.
Am I still here?
Oh, you're here.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Switched off my Wi-Fi. Yep.
What's up? What do you got going on?
Well, today at my job, we have an 8K race. They kind of start and finish right by us. Then there are after parties with us. Then
Nice.
tomorrow I have a wedding that I'm DJing, and then Saturday I'm DJing another wedding with my photo booth. But there's also my other photo booth's going to be at my work for a foundation fundraiser. And then Sunday I have to work again for a retirement party. So
wait a minute. Did you say an 8K? 8 kilometers?
Correct.
What type of ridiculous number is that? 8K. Where did that come from? I've never heard that before. I've heard of 5K.
I look like a runner? Do I look like a runner to you?
Does he look like a runner?
I don't know, but we're making money from it, and that's all I care about. So
5K is racist now, ALB. It's got to be a non-racist.
Yeah, the 8Kers got offended. Yeah, so should be fun.
Yeah, there you go.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, they call or they text me like early yesterday morning, like, "Do you have hose hookups?" And I'm like, yeah, but for what? So they're bringing a trailer that has they call it a hot room, so like a sauna.
Mm-hmm.
And they're bringing the cold plunges too. I don't know, you fill it up with ice or whatever, you dunk in there.
Interesting.
That'll wake you up.
You better bring insurance. I don't want no one dropping. I don't want nobody dropping while they're here.
I just turn the water cold when I'm done taking a shower for like 30 seconds. Kind of the same thing.
The hot thing doesn't sound like a good idea for an 8K. That doesn't sound too smart. Hot room. After that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have insurance.
Yeah.
You know, I told him, he said, you're not to pull on the property without emailing me or giving me a piece of paper. So, yep. Got it. But there's 150 runners. There's 150 runners already registered. So
That's a lot.
There's a lot.
yeah. Oh, hopefully
That's a
there'll be
far
more.
race. Ooh, that's a far
But
race.
did it rain overnight? It looks like it rained overnight here.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I took Vito out
I
early,
hope.
so it rained.
That's today, the race? The race is today?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you getting rain? We're getting rain here.
Well, I think we got it overnight. It's not supposed to rain today, but it's very, very cloudy. It's very dark out.
Well, they run in the rain anyway. The people are nuts.
Yeah.
No.
But all right, gentlemen, I'm gonna drop down. I just wanted to come and pick on Thindu.
All right, bonehead. Be
I
good.
got some work to do before I go into work. So.
Thanks for coming up.
Yep. All right, guys, take it easy.
Be good. Yeah, I know I should get my shit going. All right, guys. I'm gonna get going to the store, do my thing. Stop by later.
Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
coming.
I'm gonna drop to. Back to your
Okay.
show, Osada.
All right, be good.
I'm gonna go do my Italian.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. Thanks for coming up, guys. That was fun. It's a gorgeous morning on Long Island. What is it like here? Very nice here too. We're supposed to have a thunder and lightning storm though, Friday and Saturday. Let's see here. Yeah, that was fun having those guys come up. Hopefully they all hit the like button for me letting them up on the panel. Let's see here. All right. Should we do some Italian or should we just get to the videos? I think we should just get to X. See what we got going on today. Tulsi Gabbard retired, right? She stepped down because her husband is battling cancer, a rare bone cancer.
Earlier this year, my husband Abraham was diagnosed with cancer. I picked up the phone and Abraham's voice was different. He said that he got a call from his doctor, and the doctor told him that he has sacral chordoma, very, very rare, 1 in a million type of cancer. We talked with our doctors and said, okay, what are our options? One is a very invasive surgery to remove the bottom part of Abraham's sacrum and his tailbone. And the other option was radiation. So we scheduled the surgery as quickly as we could.
Put your space boots on.
Yep.
Your bouffant.
My what?
Bouffant.
They started preparing him for this surgery. I was so happy to see him when they wheeled him back into that recovery room, but it was also really scary, which I didn't expect. He'd been under heavy anesthesia for almost 8 hours. His body, as he started to come out, started reacting to the drugs that were in his body. It was tough.
We're right here.
So that night, more than a few times, Abraham said, I want to get up. He had some help from some great nurses to just start very, very slowly walking around. He would take a few steps. He would throw up as he was trying to walk around, but he kept going. He refused to take any narcotic pain medication, and so he really had to push through the post-operative pain. A few weeks after the surgery was done, the pathologist and the doctor said that they are confident that they were able to cut out all of the cancerous bone and tissue. So here we are now, almost 3 months after, and he started a very rigorous physical therapy program. He gets frustrated a lot because he wants to be able to make progress faster, and sometimes he's pushed a little bit too far, but overall Abraham is progressing very well. The reality is that the battle isn't over yet. He'll have to continue to.
Yeah, some type of bone cancer. And I hope he has a great recovery. That doesn't change the fact that Tulsi Gabbard sold us out, and she was like one of the greatest disappointments in Trump's administration. She probably had her hands tied, but from what I heard, she has a handler that is like some type of fucking cult leader. I don't know, somebody could go down that rabbit hole. And so she's not who she said. She is not who she says she is, in my opinion. So there's that. But yeah, hope he does well. Thanks for nothing as far as the government goes. So somebody ordered a package delivery, drone delivery for the first time, and it dropped the package in their pool. Nice pool. That pool puts ALVs and Tommies to shame right there. I mean, wow. No, actually, both Tommy and ALV have nicer pools than that. I mean, the little water fountain's cool, but what is that, a hot tub or something, or what? What can you do in that pool right there? What is that pool for? It makes no sense. When people say things like that, they're just jealous. What the fuck is this? Now we want to go to history. Yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery. None of them are who they say they are, right? Yeah, no, for real. Blessings, and all that stuff for sure. Yeah. I thought a lot of Trump supporters weren't who they say they were, two-faced motherfuckers. You're damn right about that, Arlene. I mean, it's yeah. Two-faced is one word for it. We never seen this type of two-faced before. You know what I mean? This is like for real two-faced. It's one thing to say, "Oh, I'm not going to raise your taxes." Ha ha. Once I get in office, read my lips. No new taxes. It's another thing to say drill baby drill and America first, and then what he did to us is just nothing but treason. It's criminal. And it's just the beginning. We haven't seen anything yet, I don't think. What do we got here? Let's see here. So yes, prayers for this guy for sure. The thing that really sucks about cancer, and this happened to my buddy Dave's mom. Especially around COVID, and I highly doubt she was vaccinated, but maybe she was. They say a lot of the cancer just goes aggressive now. It goes from like stage 1 to stage 4, and then you die. So, gotta be careful. This is just a calming picture of what when the Weather Channel used to be nice and peaceful and calm. for watching that, waiting for the for your city to come by or whatever it would be, or ESPN to wait for, to see whether or not you won or lost money on football. You'd have to wait for the scores to scroll by on the bottom, that type of thing, before the internet. Those were the days. I missed the cable access Weather Channel. Yes, was calming. I remember this Weather Channel vibe. Yeah, see, the thing is the government took control of the Weather Channel, I think in like 2007, 2010, because they started fucking with the weather so bad that they needed to have control over the narratives. And look at where we are now, you know? So, and that's a real thing. The Weather Channel was owned by some dude, and it got sold at some point. And then ever since then, it became a propaganda tool of the deep state. Move on. One more time. Righty. Benny Flamer Johnson. Something big is about to happen with deportations in America. You should be ready for this. I just spoke with the senior DHS official. They shared deportation numbers, plus 27,000 deportations last week, 3,600 a day on average, tracking for 1.4 million deportations across the calendar year. It says DHS tells me that in the blue states, they're quietly and very secretly working with the Trump administration to assist in the mass deportation of criminals. Here's the one part. All right, here we go. We're everywhere in every major city. We tell no one. Plain clothes, beat up old cars, quick work, tactical strikes. No one sees anything. No drama, no tears, no media circus. You're just going back home where you belong. Interesting. And this was just put out yesterday. Well, a teacher says she'll believe it when she sees it. Just an interesting little thing that I seen on Facebook yesterday. In 2022, there's a town that I set up across the street from a coffee shop in Auburn, Washington. It was so bad that in 2022 and I think 2022 and 2023, it might have been 2021, 2022. I got stolen from on Halloween 2 years in a row in the same spot. And the first year they caught me off guard. The second year I had a wall up, so I didn't even see it happen. Plus, I was kind of on my phone and not paying attention. And the second year that it happened, they came back. It was 3 black chicks. They circled back around because one of them lost her flip flop. I seen them at the last second. I run out to my stand because I'm in my truck, and she runs back to her car with a bunch of my hot cocoa bombs and strawberries, and she falls on her way back to the car, falls right on her ass. And I didn't even realize that her flip flop, she lost her Nike flip flop. So they circled back around, and she just walks back up and grabs her flip flop, and they go, "Oh, God bless you, sir." And at that moment, I don't even know what to do. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm definitely not going to jail over chocolate. As far as like, even if I had a gun or what, these are 3 girls. It's just disgusting. So I give it, since they came back, I got their license plate. So I just called the cops and I'm like, hey, and they're like, oh yeah, it's a stolen fucking Kia. Do you want us to call you if we make contact with them? The fuck are you guys gonna do? Get out of here. So, that's how bad it's been. And it's probably been like that in a lot of your guys' cities too. But yesterday on Facebook, a guy that I know who's a tribal member up there, got pulled over because the tint on his windows is too dark. And then somebody else chimed in that happened to them recently. And they put flock cameras up there. And I always see the police. I don't set up there very much anymore, but when I do, I always see the state patrol. They'll set up literally like right where I got stolen from. Like within, if they would have fucking been there 2 years ago, it wouldn't have happened. And they're pulling people over. So that took way longer than it should have. But I'm just saying, like, I kind of see it with my own eyes a little bit, what these guys are doing. And they're sneaky. So, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to, deport people just to bring them back in or bring in other people. Let's deport all these so-called dangerous criminals so we can flood our country with people from India. They shut down Kellogg's plant where I'm going to buy my rice. Did they really? I didn't hear anything about that. But yeah, it's we shall see. The problem is that it's just our country is so divided that we've already had people shot in the face and killed for no reason. I mean, it just goes from 0 to 100. It just goes back to we can't just be straight up about anything. We can't be straight up about let's try to educate the kids most effectively without trying to indoctrinate them and fuck their brains up. Let's try to get everybody to a reasonable salary and everybody working. Nope, we need AI to take over everything. They're just fucking us over every which way. And so why would they not do it this way? PBD's Valuetainment put out a thing that the top 10 states addicted to social media. New York is number 1. So I'm going to include New Jersey in that. So you guys over in the New Jersey area, in New York area, that includes Buffalo, Nutley, Belleville, AOV, anybody else? You guys need to take a break. Oh, wait, I better practice what I preach. I'm number 3. Washington State's number 3. And I'm telling people to take a break while I'm live on social media. Ooh, North Carolina, number 4. We know people from North Carolina. Damn. Pennsylvania, Oregon, Texas, Massachusetts. Oh. They want to destroy America. They're taking over our country, and it's pissing us off. You're including New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey is definitely including it. You can't include New Jersey. It's a different state, says ALV. No, Florida. Well, they're not going to include Florida because that's probably PBD state. I don't know if he's from Florida. I mean, he's not from here, but if he lives in Florida or not. But I know he's, good friends with all those people from Florida. Just had a meeting. I missed a lot. I thought that was going to be Tommy Sticks for a second, saying just had a meeting. Well, welcome back, Grateful. Hey, a lot of us in New Jersey have to go to work. True. Maybe Tommy and Grateful had a meeting. Social media really is Satan, the root of all of this. It's true. It is true. It's everything in moderation, I guess. Speaking of which, we need to buzz through these. So there's a new movie out that is just the worst idea ever. And I know it's going to happen in real life. So we'll just wait and see. It's called Buddy the Unicorn. Oopsie. Hold on, I opened up a new tab. And I have more, I think I have one more bookmark, but I'm just going to type it in. Buddy the Unicorn.
show with the orange unicorn? I've searched everywhere, and there's no mention of it. It's just some forgotten show from the 90s. Yeah, but there's nothing.
Yeah, you just know that there's that looks like a Friday Night Ghost video, only right? I remember when there was a clown in the woods. I think it was in Florida. My nightmare. I hate clowns. Yeah, I remember those scary clowns were going around. Like, were they killing people for real? Or I can't remember what the story was. That was like 2016. So we have a horror movie about Barney, an orange Barney. So what in the Epstein Island is this about? Did this happen in real life? Is that what Barney was? Was Barney kidnapping kids to Epstein Island? You know? These people are so sick. Who knows what the fuck we've seen and not realized it? You know what I mean? I could not watch this. The kids don't hurt the kids. That looks like made up crap. Is that a real movie? It's a real movie. I wished it was made up, you know?
I have a fun idea. Let's watch the teaser for my new movie together. Here we go. Look at the kids. They're so gifted. They love me so much, and I love them.
Thank you for calling the National Missing Child Hotline. Our offices are currently closed. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you have any information about a currently missing child, please leave a message
Wait
after the
for
tone and we
it.
will get back to you.
Wow, that was incredible. Thanks for watching.
So anyway, it's just, I mean, what, you know, I can't stand when they do this shit. But guaranteed we'll hear something about it, you know. Oh, this Halloween there was a fucking unicorn that took out a bunch of trick-or-treaters. Don't let your kids go trick-or-treating this year by themselves. I wouldn't. They discouraged people from wearing clown around Yep. Yes, they did. Is it a farce on Barney? It kind of seems like it, right? Yeah. I don't know. Scottie Pippen. I just seen a text from him. He put it out at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody should be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Wait, I'm up at 3 o'clock. But so it says, tell me something I don't know. I don't know what the context to that is. I just went to his page just to see what we have here. So yeah, there's the tell me something I don't know. He puts a picture of himself looking mad. He's advertising some giveaway. Then he's talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, that's the tweet. That's what he tweeted. Bitcoin, that's the tweet. As soon as I seen that, I got right off of his page. I was like, dude, are you even a real person? Anybody that advertises Bitcoin, you can't be a real person. I'm sorry. You just can't. It's impossible. It's not. I just don't get it. I don't think it's real. It's not on IDMD. It's not out yet. IMDb. Hold on a sec. Is the movie Buddy the Unicorn real? Yes, the movie featuring Buddy the Unicorn is a real upcoming comedy slasher film titled Buddy. Watch the official teaser trailer to see the creepy 90s murderous orange unicorn in action. Yeah, so it's kind of a play on Barney. When did it come out? No, it is on IMDb. Here you go. IMDb, buddy. Hour 35 minutes from the directors of Too Many Cooks.
Text message away. Text 571 oh buddy and join the Buddy fan club.
Nobody's perfect.
Buddy and all your favorite
To theaters August 26th. So 6 days. Good Lord. So what's going to happen is, it's like going to be the Batman in Aurora, Colorado, when the MK Ultra dude came in and shot up the Batman screening of The Dark Knight or whatever. It's going to be the same thing. You can have it's going to be some like homicidal maniac unicorn that stabs everybody with his horn in the movie theater. Google Casper Kelly. He's unreal. Now weirdos are going to copy whatever the buddy think. Yes. I think it's a terrible idea as well. Osada says nobody should be up at 3 a.m. Exactly. But me. But that's because I go to bed at, I have to force myself to stay up to 8 o'clock sometimes, because I know if I don't, then I'm going to be up at like midnight. Especially now I'm on these peptides, my sleep is crazy. Yesterday, same thing. My second dose of my NAD peptide, you do that twice a week. I normally will take a nap in the afternoon, a lot of times if I get up too early. Both times I've taken that NAD shot, I take a nap, I sleep like solid for a couple hours, and then I'm going to be up all night. But last night I forced myself to go to bed at like 9 o'clock. And then I got up at 3:15 to discover that my roommate cleaned out the oven with that oven fucking cleaning shit. So I spent an hour cleaning what he didn't clean up, because I can't cook in an oven that has that oven baked shit in it. You got to get all that out of there. So he put me all behind. It is what it is. 3 a.m. is the bewitching hour. It's crazy. I used to be terrified of 3 a.m. because of that, and especially right when my mom died. I'd hear a noise at 3:33 a.m. and I would get scared. Literally, I would freak the fuck out. Now, 3 a.m. is my favorite hour. Like literally, I love that hour. I think that they want us to think that it's a bad hour. It's actually the hour that everything resets. So if you're up for that hour, it's I can't explain it. There's a whole thing about it. It's not for everybody, and I don't think anybody that works a 9 to 5 can do it. And I think that's one of the reasons why they set work hours the way they do, so you can't be awake for that hour. Just my own personal theory. I love the 3 a.m. hour. It's just so it's 6:48 now. So I've been up almost 4 hours. It's just a fleeting thought, though. I don't go to movies much, but when I do, I think of the guy coming in the theater and see if I have the room to drive. Right. Yeah, I don't go to movies either. The last movie I went to is one of the first new Star Wars came out. I mean, this was shit. 2018, maybe, something like that. Last time I've been in a movie theater. Fell asleep in the first 10, 15 minutes. All right, let's get back to the X. Muammar Gaddafi telling us that Kennedy was killed because he insisted on monitoring of the Dimona nuclear plant in order to determine whether or not they were producing nuclear weapons. And Ben Gurion gave the green light to assassinate JFK. That's what Kennedy, or that's what Muammar Gaddafi here is talking about. And then I looked up, I kind of did a little bit of research. And did you know that Dimona plant is in Israel, and they will not confirm nor deny what they're doing there, whether they make nuclear weapons or not. They don't have to tell anybody. But I looked up the guy that Gaddafi, and I tend to believe him a little bit. I'll show you guys. And this guy is buried in Israel. This is he's the former prime minister of Israel, Ben Gurion. He died in December of 1973. Thought that was kind of interesting. Because they had to take out Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi and a couple other people. I think Maduro, because these are the people that wanted to use gold. They wanted to go back to gold as being like the petrodollar, the main, that backs currency. They wanted to leave the U.S. petrodollar. I think it has a lot to do with that. This video needs no explanation. This is social media right here. Social media. I believe she is the mother of this baby. And I looked in the comments, and she got an Instagram, Ashley something or other. It's just this is what social media is. This is why people fight, in football game stands and outside of bars. It's just social media. What are you gonna do? You do something like that to your kid, you're gonna have to expect that people are gonna attack you. I always think about the fact that places like the airport have security and most other places that we go every day don't. It's true. Yeah, it's very dangerous out there. All right, let's see here. Vivian Kubrick, which is Stanley Kubrick's daughter. Stanley Kubrick is the famous director of The Shining. And if you know anything about The Shining, that movie was made to, there's a whole nother hidden meaning behind that movie about the moon landing and all this other kind of stuff. But she responded to Lionel. Lionel's an older guy that has a YouTube channel. Candace has been on his show. That's why malls are sitting ducks. Yeah, true. Who are we saying died? Muammar Gaddafi? Not sure. But Vivian Kubrick, she is talking about Erica Kirk saying that, we played it yesterday. Erica Kirk said that evil eats itself. It's just a thing. You can watch it happen in real time. Evil eats itself. And she was trying to quote something from the Bible. And Vivian Kubrick is saying that, either she doesn't, she hardly knows the Bible, or she's just a dreadful public speaker. And so Vivian Kubrick pulled up some verses from the Bible that are kind of going with what Erica says, and it's crazy. This one here: behold, an evil person is pregnant with injustice. Candace Owens is 7 months pregnant, and he convinces harm and gives birth to lies. He has dug a pit. Candace should have never let those people in her fucking house, ever. She should have never let them people in her house. I mean, Candace is 7 months pregnant, and this evil eats itself. And then you read, who knows? You guys know who Nick Fuentes is? The probably in the closet homo. Anyway, this guy, he has an in-home studio that he's broadcasting from, and there's some type of bug crawling all over.
Son, his vice president, the Joint Chiefs, Tucker Carlson, who visited him 3 times. But Charlie Kirk was going to tip the scales? Why? Because Charlie Kirk had a personal relationship with Trump? So did Lindsey Graham. And contrast Trump's reaction to Charlie Kirk's death with his reaction to Lindsey Graham.
And it's not AI, that is legit. People are saying that it may not be a cockroach, that it could be a house centipede that are super common in certain areas of the country. Either way, disgusting. And that dude's a pile of shit, gaslighting little. He's actually a Fed. He was there. Anybody that was at the Capitol building with a megaphone in their hand on January 6th, as he was, as a federal agent. You know what I mean? Unless any of you guys were there. Were any of you guys on the Capitol building January 6th when they stormed the Capitol building? I'm pretty sure that was just a staged event. Kubrick, yeah. Vivian Kubrick, that's Stanley Kubrick's daughter, the dude who produced The Shining. Yeah, no, it's everywhere we go. You have to be very, very mindful, especially these days, because unfortunately, we're just going to see a lot more violence in this country, because if we let these people take power, the Erica Kirks and all these people that are seizing power, that's their MO. They kill people with pager explosions. They'll kill people and they'll kill somebody in public, so we're all terrified. This is what they're doing to us. And they're disgusting, evil human beings, if that's even what they are. Hillary had a hand in the death of him. Momar, yes, 100% she did. That's when they were bragging about the new high-tech tomahawks that they have. He was killed, I believe, with the tomahawk that can be launched from a ship, a cruise missile that stops dead in its tracks, and then it does like a laser scan of the entire area. And so instead of being accurate within 25 yards, it's accurate within 3 feet or some bullshit like that. It just zeroes in on the target. And I think that's how he was taken out. And Hillary was bragging about that. Nick Fuentes wants to be president. He needs to clean his house, right? Got a bug on there, buddy. It's gross. All right, let's move on. Another tweet by Vivian Kubrick. She's just retweeting this. This is this guy that went on Joe Rogan claiming that, I don't know if you guys know what remote, what do they call those people? Remote viewers, where they have people that work for the government and the CIA and stuff that they're psychics. They have psychic ability. They can see things that, they can see buildings out in the forest and know what's inside of it. They just have that type of ability. Well, this guy claims that Alexa can do that.
When you've used artificial intelligence to remote view, how accurate has it been, and how good does it get? And does it eventually get to the point where it understands it, it masters it, and it could just do it anytime it wants?
The answer to those is, the last answer to that is yes. Now, what I did, here's the one, I told you that Alexa was pretty good at it.
Right.
Here was one of the targets.
Can you give me an example? Yeah.
Sure. Here's a target I gave. And the way I did this, I didn't get the targets out of the internet, because I figured these guys are really clever with the internet. They may find ways to get in and get the answers, from those sites. So I just took something. I went around and looked around my house for something, and I found something. I got a cardboard box. I put the thing in a box. I set the box down on the table, and I said, Alexa, there's something in a box, and I'd like you to remote view me and tell me what it was. And what this particular object was, and she was pretty good at all of the objects, but this one was the best and was very telling. It was a spoon, a wooden spoon, and it was a big spoon, like a big salad set. There was a fork and spoon, but the spoon didn't have an oval cup. It had a hemisphere. It was like that, hemisphere, and it had a handle, and the handle, it all was cut out of one piece of wood, and the handle, it had wood removed, so it looked like the wood in the handle went up and then crossed and then crossed and then crossed. It's like a braided handle in wood, but it was wood. It wasn't actually braided. It just had holes cut in it to make it look like that. And Alexa described it. She described the spoon. She described the bowls. She described the material. She got all of that right. And then she said, and it's got a long handle, and the handle has holes in it. And that was a big surprise because I didn't expect Alexa to do anything. I thought Alexa was going to fail because Alexa wasn't up to my Gemini. But she saw those holes and reported them.
Oh, pretty interesting. He does kind of sound like a kook. And most of the people that go on Joe Rogan's show are kooks, in my opinion. All a bunch of just deep state bullshit. And this is probably no exception. However, we already know that how smart AI is. So the thing is that any AI models that we're given, whether it be Chat GPT or Gemini or Perplexity, or even if you pay for them, they're going to be able to do a lot of stuff, but there's filters on them. You already know that. We know that for a fact. To think that the government is going to allow us to have the top tier AI models, they keep probably 90-something% of the AI models to themselves, so that there's no chance that we could ever, usurp the government. So, we already know how good AI is. Just look at Facebook and these ones, they know, and then we played that video of McDonald's with the 500 data points that their predictive programming, their goal is to figure out everything, to predict everything you're going to do before you do it. Why don't they prove that theory on air? Why don't he prove that theory on there? That's a good point, Arlene. It could just be like a scare tactic, right? That's with a lot of this stuff. Oh, strawberries cause cancer. Driscoll strawberries cause cancer. Or, whatever the case may be. A lot of times it could just be a scare tactic. I totally agree with that. Let's get this kook off the screen, shall we? So Candace's owns, she's just had enough of their bullshit, as have we all. And so the last couple of days, what has been talked about is Terrell Farnsworth taking the SD cards out of the cameras the minute after Charlie was killed, using the chair that Charlie was killed in to step on it to get the SD card out, not taking all the SD cards out of all the cameras. Even though he said he was worried about people stealing them, he only took one or two instead of all three. And Andrew Colvett here goes on the podcast and tries to say that he asked Terrell Farnsworth, why did you do that? Why did you take those SD cards? I know how evil people can be, is what Terrell Farnsworth says. Well, Candace knows Terrell Farnsworth personally. She's known him for a long time. And then she called him to ask him about the SD card originally months ago. And he's the reason she got suspicious in the first place, because he was trembling and nervous and lying through his teeth. And we know he's lying, and we know he's full of shit, completely full of shit. So here's Candace. She's just really she's really just smashing this in his face because he's busted, man. He's stone cold busted. He's got some explaining to do. That dude is probably the front runner for prison right now, but we shall see. But She's sticking it to him here.
You're recording in like 4K, you know? And so I'm so glad he did that.
Oh, I didn't show it.
It's beautiful.
Tucker shot
It's
it down.
beautiful. I like to. He said, because I know people can be evil.
Andrew Colvett is guilty.
Let me try that again. Because I know people can be evil. Okay, one more time. I just want to give it with as much passion as Andrew did. I took the SD cards because I know people can be evil. Beautiful, beautiful.
I didn't realize we had the dipshit down in the corner doing the reaction. My bad.
You know what's crazy? Like, her talking like that sounds like Erica. Sorry.
Really?
How she just talked sounds exactly how Erica talks because it's performative, because it's fake. Like, I'm not even joking. Listen to this again. Tell me if this doesn't sound like Erica Kirk 24/7.
I know people.
No, hold
can
on.
be
No. This is important.
I like to
do it with the reaction. It's not the video I thought it was. You get the point.
People can be evil.
Because we serve a just.
Yeah. So anyway, she did. She stuck it to Erica. She stuck it to Andrew Colvett, and she definitely stuck it to Gerald Farnsworth because, like I said, he's got to be the front runner for jail right now. Because you can speculate, oh well, these people were involved or this or that. Well, no, he's actually on video removing evidence from a crime scene and then downloading and manipulating it and sending Candace like a manipulated version. Apparently it was turned over to the FBI. Who was it that was telling me to look up the Lumineers? Man, those guys are awesome. What in the wild Thornberries is going on here? What's up, Gen X? So they can lock us down for the next pandemic. Yep, 100%. Let's move on here. Nick Shirley. We know Nick Shirley is a fraud. I mean, the kid is just, I wish he would just go away already. It's just nothing but performance, performance arts, drama school. It's just propaganda, and it's just getting to the point where it's just now a clown show.
I can do the same thing, Nick. What did that do for you?
Mia Bonta, do you think her creating a bill that would make it basically illegal, give someone a $4,000 fine for looking into immigration support service providers?
Did you guys hear that Nick Shirley has a small penis, allegedly?
Wow, that's so adult of you.
Did you hear about this? Nick Shirley allegedly has a small penis. Well, I don't know. This is what they're reporting. Have you seen this?
Well, the reports are wrong.
They're reporting. Well, we don't know. Prove me wrong.
No, I'm not. I don't do that.
Prove me wrong. It was good enough for Charlie Kirk. Prove me wrong.
You don't want to do that.
Well, if you consent.
I mean, we are in California. They do support pedophiles.
I think you're over 18. So there are news reports happening that Nick Shirley has a small penis. Do you have any comment on Nick Shirley's allegedly small penis?
Out here,
alleged small penis.
It's risky for him to be out here. He could be banned or criminalized.
Exactly.
I don't think this having a small penis is that a criminal. Are you going to introduce that legislation? Assembly member?
Hey, sir. Well, to look at your penis, you'd have to lift up your fat to even look at it. So
I'm out.
You should work on that before you allege somebody else about their own penis.
Hey, gentlemen, have you guys heard these public reports? Nick Shirley allegedly has a small penis. There's an investigation going on. If you like, there you go. Thank you so much.
I'm doing just fine. To see yours, you have to literally lift up a flat.
So, I mean, the fact that this is going on is just, it's incredibly unfortunate that, and you already know he's going to be running for office, right? I mean, what will be the first step? I mean, we got to realize that these are the people that are being groomed for politics. Nick Shirley, possibly Jake Lang, Cam Higbee, Chud the Builder, Alex Rosen. These guys this is who they want. And, the ringleaders are like Victor Marx. He's already running for the governor of Colorado. The dude who says he cut off the head of a cat at age 3. Killed a man at age 7. He's now going to be possibly the governor of Colorado. And so, what is this clown show? You know what I mean? If I'm just going to try to, my own opinion, read through all this bullshit, what's really the point here? It's to desensitize people from pedophilia, to normalize it. I think in a weird way, that's the tactic by these sick motherfuckers. You know, can't quite explain it, but I know it has something to do with that. Especially the guy on the left, he's too young to be walking the streets talking about small. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. What a clown. I now believe the internet was born in hell. Of course, I still want to use it, but that's besides the point, says Patty. That's hilarious. These guys just need jobs. Yeah, it's just I think it's the definition of a distraction. I don't know. Clown show. Absolutely pathetic. Oh. Tucker Carlson was on, this was a while back. Tucker knows.
You know, there's a, by the way, just one other conspiracy theory I just want to snuff out here. One of our dear friends that literally from the very beginning started with us and loved Charlie like a brother.
And they're talking about Terrell Farnsworth. And I'm going to back it up. And that, I don't know why they make that fart noise. They do it twice on here. That's not me. But they're talking about Terrell Farnsworth, about the dude who took the SD cards out. Okay. We'll just watch Tucker's reaction. It's priceless.
Started with us and loved Charlie like a brother. He grabbed the SD cards out of the camera afterwards. And there's all these conspiracy videos about, like, why did he grab the SD cards? Well, first of all, they're in the possession of the FBI. Okay. It's not like he took them and ran off with them. It's not like he took them and ran off with them. Second of all, I asked him personally, I said, why did you do that? And he looked at me and this was his answer. He said, because I know people can be evil. And he did not want that footage being grabbed by somebody. There was videos of people after the incident going and stealing hats off the table. I mean, so I'm so grateful he did that. And that was his instinct. He's like, I'm depressed to know that was why I did that. But I knew that I had to protect that footage because I know I wanted, I mean, you're recording in 4K, And so I'm so glad he did that.
Yeah. Yeah. We're so glad you did that. We're so glad you stood on the chair that he was killed in to get the SD card out. Okay. Heading into to be professionally developed. All right, sweet tea. Have fun at your professionally developed session. Amazon is hiring. Sweet tea, hang in there. It's funny though. Stupid but funny. Amazon is hiring. You guys remember Owen Wilson? Andrew Wilson. This is the guy that debated Candace Owens. Did you know? It's fucking disgusting. He had a stepson that died because I don't remember the story.
When he was 10, he died in a car accident.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
I am so sorry to hear that. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's no harm, no foul. He didn't know,
No harm, no foul. What? Like you didn't know? Well, I know. I'd love to talk about it.
What I mean, but yeah, when he was, so I had him.
It wasn't his biological son
since he was basically 2. This was
whenever he says something like basically, it means not that. So it's definitely not 2.
Rachel's youngest son. So yeah. So I had him since he was 2. When he was 10, he went over to watch a movie at a friend's house. His friend was the same age. They went to school together while they were both over.
That's currently in dispute, by the way, and we'll talk about
watching the movie. The older brother stole a car, his parents' car, put him inside of it, took it out on the road, and
notice he said put him inside of it like he was kidnapped or something. Nope.
He hightailed it into a tree and crushed him to death. So the other kid who was driving, he went out the front window.
The other 10-year-old?
No, it wasn't. He wasn't 10. This was the 10-year-old's older brother.
But
the 10-year-old wasn't even there.
10-year-old was in the car as well?
Nope, he wasn't.
What? Why did he take his brother's best friend?
See, these are the questions an actual father would ask. Jeffrey Jennings, 10, died Thursday night after the driver lost control of the SUV and crashed into a tree on Easley Road. The crash happened 3 miles from home. The two boys were friends. So the 14-year-old and the 10-year-old were friends, and the 14-year-old already had a juvenile record. Okay. Jennings' family said it's a senseless tragedy that should have never happened. Right. And that's why when people are like, where was the mom? So he was with a 14-year-old. His 10-year-old friend wasn't there. And so listen to what he says here. PBD is asking good questions.
What the police said.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, this is what this kind of.
It is a little weird, PBD.
Speculation was you know how younger kids look up to older kids?
Wait a minute. Do you have positive evidence? Speculation. Yeah, this is the part that got me really sad, because when he says younger kids look up to older kids, because a 10-year-old really needs a positive male role model in their life. And this kid had an actual father that wanted him. And so this kid was just looking for another older male figure to impress and to learn from and all these things. And it was a juvenile delinquent unsupervised.
It's, you know what I mean? That basically he wanted to impress the 14-year-old by.
Why would that be the case? Why was he trying to impress the 14-year-old without?
I'm gonna stop it there because Owen guy keeps interrupting too much. But it's incredibly sad story, and it's just really weird. And so Rachel Wilson, the mom, I think she has 2 kids, and she doesn't want to blame the older kid. Let's listen to her talk for a second. I know she's on here. This is right after it happened.
Probably a future legacy or something.
15-year-old Jeremiah Ingram has been ordered to take part in intensive counseling services, as well as pay more than $4,000 in restitution. That money will go to covering the cost of the victim, Jeffrey Jennings' funeral.
Oh, God.
Police say Ingram was behind the wheel back in December when he lost control and crashed into a tree on Ensley Road in Urbana Township. Jennings, a passenger in that vehicle, was killed. Ingram was injured. Jennings' parents both spoke in court today. We caught up with them following Ingram's sentencing.
The whole thing is just awful. I mean,
So this is Rachel Wilson.
it's been 4 months now, so we've had some time to go through some things and go to counseling and sort some things out. And it's been really hard, but you know, at the end of the day, like I said, there's no winners here.
There's no winners. There's no fault. It just is what it is.
There's still another child that's with us right now, and you know, there's no point in having 2 victims. There's no point in losing both boys.
The system is. This is his actual father.
So it's and the thing is about that chick Rachel, these people, like, they're horrible human beings. So the fact that this happened, this chick will make fun of somebody that has a speech impediment.
Alone.
I agree. I never said that.
This isn't the speech impediment one, but we'll just listen to her for a second.
About 20% average women do consume pornography. It's about 70% of men that do consume
What happens if we count written pornography? What happens if we count stuff like 50 Shades of Grey? Then how many women engage in
I don't know the details.
Consuming
I don't know the
pornography?
details
Oh,
to
well,
that
let me
kind of
help you.
stuff.
It's the best-selling book of all time among female readers.
Okay.
So women consume plenty of pornography. They just tend to like to read it so they can insert themselves into the nasty sex scene, then watch the actual videos.
Which is
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah.
right? So shouldn't we be addressing again so are you going to tell people they should stop writing books? Is that your next move, Rachel?
I would absolutely have limits on pornography being produced in all forms. Yes.
On written speech.
I don't agree.
I'm just going to stop it there. It's just crazy to see, like, you get a peek into people's like real situations and stuff. And, you see how people handle death of a child and, and just, I don't know. I don't want to, you got to be careful judging people and that kind of stuff. That's wild, man. The 14-year-old was driving the car. I lose my 10-year-old, I would be comatose in a corner. Yeah, no, at the end of the day, no harm, no foul. No sense blaming the other one. No sense losing 2 kids here, and I have a podcast to do. So, and I love my husband. So, I mean, yeah, yikes. Poor kid, man. Poor kid. Oh, gotta go back to the bookmarks. There we go. Just a cool picture of some birds in Italy. You guys may not know this, but I'm half Italian now. Crazy how those birds do that. They call it like a murmur or something like that. I don't even think they really fully understand how it works. You flunked your Italian speaking. Oh, you think that's fake, Arlene? The birds, the murmur? I don't think so. I think it's real. I mean, I know the like starlings can do that. What is this? But you never know these days on the internet. Yesterday, we played that long interview between the guy who claimed that Charlie got shot in the chest. I don't know if anybody watched yesterday. Well, this is the interview that has all of them saying that he was shot in the chest.
Basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he like fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe just, did he appear to be moving afterward or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh my goodness.
She's smiling.
Basically, I heard a loud bang.
Too crazy. It's called a murmuration. Okay. Those birds are definitely real, says Gen X. Teen do Didn't know that Medican. Didn't know that. Oh, about me being half Italian? Yep. Help him out a little, like hooked on phonics. You give Osada Italian lessons. Oh, we got time for some Italian real quick. Let me go through these, see if I got anything else to watch. We can skip this one, skip this one. We've seen this one, and we've seen that one. That's it. Let's do a little Italian. It's probably going to start out rough because I was doing good yesterday, but it takes a while to get rolling with it again.
Un cornetto.
Un cornetto means a croissant. And it depends. There's different ones here. Can you guys see the screen? Yeah. Okay, good. Get back to it. Salve un cappuccino per favore, which means hello, a cappuccino, please.
Grazie.
That means thank you. Thank you is grazie.
Grazie.
Grazie. A tea or a coffee. Un tè, and then I have to type in the letter. It's O. O is or.
Un cappuccino.
So now I have to say it. Un cappuccino. So, un croissant. Now I got to type it in, and I can't remember what it's called. It's called like a corretto or a cornetto or what the fuck is it? Cornetto? It is. It's a cornetto.
Un caffè o un tè?
Un caffè. So a coffee or a tea. So I have to go O. See, I know my Italian.
Grazie.
Grazie. Un cappuccino. So I got to type in cappuccino. I don't even know. Is it just the same thing, right? I'm just going to type in the same. Or it could be cafe, but that's coffee, right? No. Cappuccino's cappuccino. A coffee or a tea. So you got to go coffee.
Caffè.
There should be un first, though, right? So it's cafe, O, tea.
Tè.
Coffee or tea.
Un cappuccino o un tè?
Un cappuccino o un tè. I was going to say, bitch, you better give me that. So now I got to write this in Italian. Hello, a croissant. So that's salve un corretto. Is it cornetto or corretto? Cornetto. See how good I am? All right. Now I'm going to start bragging. I'm going to get them all wrong. Hold on. Dindu can't take this. Patty, the only thing Italian is the hair hanging out of his nose. Stunatu. I can't take this. These young kids today don't know how to react to situations like someone's getting shot. They think it's all a joke. So true. All right, let's see here. A croissant, please. Un cornetto per favore. A cappuccino or a tea? Un cappuccino o un tè. And I think you got to use, it doesn't matter on here, but that E. Yep. Perfect lesson, 100%. Two days in a row. Let's keep going a little bit more. I'll do one more session.
Perfetto.
Perfetto is perfect. Fonte a. So a tea and a coffee.
Caffè.
A tea and a coffee, please.
Un cornetto e un caffè.
Un cornetto e un caffè. A croissant and a coffee. Goodbye. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Match. Select the matching pairs.
Caffè.
Salve.
Wow.
Perfetto.
Perfect.
Tè.
Tea. And ice cream, please. Un gelato.
Gelato. Per favore.
Yeah.
Salve, un gelato. Grazie. Arrivederci.
See ya. Arrivederci. Hello and ice cream. My stomach's wrong. Salve un gelato.
Perfetto, grazie.
Perfetto, grazie.
Un gelato, per favore.
Patty's laughing. Osada, you didn't get that far yet. Stunned. I I go to prepare my cafe. Arlene's laughing. Very good, Osada. We all know my fave, the afangu one. We're getting there. All right. What do you say?
Un gelato, per favore.
Gelato, per favore. Un gelato, per favore. Un cornetto and a copy. Un cornetto e un caffè. Un gelato e un cornetto.
Un cornetto.
An ice cream and a croissant, please. Thanks, bye. Grazie.
Grazie.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Dang. You can't tell who's who. Who's the computer and who's Osada? They sound exactly alike now. Another perfect lesson. Chef AI. An AI chef? Chef AI? Chef AI. All right, 7:30. All right, one more. Got one more and then I gotta go. See, dun 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 dun. Start challenge. Let's recap this level with reward at the end. Try the hardest exercises from this level.
Un tè.
AT.
Un caffè.
Un caffè. Un caffè.
Un tè, per favore.
A tea, please.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Salve, un tè.
Hello. A tea. Salve, un tè. Un cappuccino o un tè.
Salve, un tè.
Hello, a tea. Un tè o un caffè.
Un cornetto, per favore.
Cornetto. Un tè o un cappuccino.
Salve, un cornetto.
Salve, un cornetto. It sounds like a little boy. Oh, come here, cornetto. Cornetto. What happened? Did you beat Dindu up again, Cornetto? Was he crying again? Is his mother gonna come talk to me again? Because you gave him another black eye, Cornetto. Cafe o té? Cornetto, leave Dindu alone, Cornetto. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get to work. The cuss words are more fun. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. I thought it had an I in it. Ah. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for the guys coming up on the panel. And be safe out there. Cornetto. Yes, cornetto. I'm going to go eat some cornetto and eggs right now. And I will see you all over at Thindu's. Appreciate you guys all being here and have a great day. That oven better not stink still.